So today we are here to discuss very important area, which is students in leadership role, right? Why is it so important? Because all of you are already in leadership role, right? So some of you are in having position like CRs, right? Class representatives, and executing your tasks, event managers, event heads, president, vice president, committee heads, and all, STUCO, right? Student council heads, right? So it is very important that we have some understanding that where are our boundaries, right? And we understand our own roles, right? That's the reason that we are here today, so that we have little bit training of it, because many times it happens that we get the position, but we are not trained. And that leads to many problems, many complications, many conflicts and all, right? So with this understanding, it is important that we are here today. We will discuss many things that apart from your roles, role analysis techniques, RAT, right? How to remove ambiguity connected to role, right? And going forward, we'll see how what are some of the competencies, the traits of students to be effective in their role, right? Some of the best universities have this kind of mechanism wherein they provide this opportunity to the students. Why? Because learning and education is not limited to the class. It is also how do we execute it. That's the reason that some of the best universities, you talk about Harvard Business School, Stanford, MIT, Oxford, Cambridge, etc. If you go to their Google and search their websites and all, you will find students have been having this kind of roles, and and similarly our students also. We have very sound mechanism for providing this opportunity and platform to the students, right? So students council is something which many universities don't have. We typically in the university institutions have CRs and maximum the committees and committee heads and all, and they are doing their job, right? Student council, right? So what is their role? How do you understand their role so that you understand gel well with them and with everyone, right? So with this, we'll go ahead. This is typically students in leadership role. We have STUCO, we have CRs, event committee, president, vice president, role ambiguity, chances of that is also there with that. This is very normal thing, right? Many a times we feel frustrated, we get into conflict, but this is very normal thing unless it is clarified. So that's the reason we need to clarify it. We need to have that understanding, and you can have meetings to clarify the role. Role analysis technique is something which is a management technique. In the organizations also, there are many leaders, right? So how one leader, his or her boundary is different from another leader, has to be clarified. And the organizations, it is in some of the best performing organizations, it is very well clarified. But in many organizations, if it is not clarified, you will find there are conflicts amongst leaders, amongst departments also. That is the reason some of you might have already worked in the companies, right? You might have seen it. The department to department, a lot of conflicts are there. And typically it is because of role ambiguity. Every leader feels, well, this is my area, I'll take decision on this area, who are you? Right? Why you're coming? They feel that other leaders, other student leaders, when they're coming and asking, probably they feel this is intrusion in your area. This is an intrusion in your area, but we must have this understanding. It is not an intrusion, and it is a mechanism in order to help each other, right? Okay, so we as a platform for this university, when you are getting to learn to remove ambiguity, you are taking it onward. When you join an organization, you will be in a better position as a leader to do your job and with minimum possible conflict, right? So this is an opportunity. Objective is the goal of leadership. Role, what are strategy goal, what are operational goal? Have you given ever thought what are your strategic goal and what are your operational goal in any leadership role, whether it is CR or a committee head or stuco. Give a thought. Okay, what are your strategic goals? Strategic always long term. What are your operational day to day? Tomorrow only someone is asking for outcome. So what are operational goal, right? So that is operational. How do you measure whether you are performing very well in your role or not? Have you ever thought about it, right? If not, note down these things. We must measure. If anyone is not asking for that, but you need to be aware, how do you measure your role, right? Whether you have performed that role well or not. What is the current situation at our place? See, all this discussion is centered with a thought about Navi Mumbai campus, NMIMS Navi Mumbai. So that we are already doing very well. Our students are already doing very well. And all student bodies are doing very well. We need to always keep on doing better and better. And today I can tell you, I did not find cases getting reported in my office in last maybe around 1 month. And that's a very good indication, I think, right? So probably the leadership has worked very well. Connected with the students. There are 3,000 students total, around 100 plus leadership role, right? So managing 3,000 students with this leadership role is a job, is an accomplishment, is an achievement for you. And this is what the outcome. If we see the outcome, the disciplinary cases are reduced. That means our students are doing very well. The mechanism, the system is in place and it is working, right? So this is how we see. This is how any system will evaluate whether the things are working well or not, right? So this is a good indication which I can see. Some of the best practices for leadership role for the students in some of the universities. Typically, there are many other things, but these 3 important things where the focus is of all universities, some of the best performing universities in the world. Focus on academic excellence, focus on community service, social justice, other aspects that contribute positively for the student community, for the university and beyond. This is the focus, this is the brief given to the student, and this is the mechanism, this is what the expectation is from the universities, the kind of university that we have spoken, some of the best universities, right? Mobilize peers, as I said, 100 plus leadership position, 3,000 students, we are going to go up, right? So number is going to go up. So mobilizing others would require your intervention, your proactive approach, right? Contribute to well-being and advancement of university committee and other stakeholders. This is what is expected, and this is what the brief given to the student body in all the universities, right? Take lead in organizing events, awareness campaigns on important social issues. I'm coming on that, on important social issues after some slides also. And academic conferences. Students are organizing academic conferences also, right? So most of these things our university is doing, our students are doing at our Navi Mumbai campus, right? We can do more, we can think of more and more. But then this is what the focus is. Academic conference, probably we can start giving this lead to the students also. As of now, you're organizing many events, but then academic events also. In some of these universities, though conferences are held, students lead that also. If you see, some of the PhD students also lead, especially academic conferences also. Now let me come to the talk about ambiguity of role and hence leading to conflict. This is what the research finding is. At workplace, most of the conflicts which are there, 49% of that is because of personality clashes and ego clashes. Okay, I'm talking about workplace. Okay, Workplace, that means what? How do you interpret it? Workplace, already matured people, working, already trained, right? In spite of that, 49%. How much you can expect in universities amongst the students? Probably little more or less? Little more, could be little more, right? Right. So that is the reality because of personality clashes and ego clashes, right? So what does it mean? You must think about these two things. Keep these two things in place to reduce conflict. We'll discuss this further in little more detail. 85% of employees experience some kind of conflict in the organizations. And 29% of employees constantly they have the conflict. They feel the conflict at workplace. This is a big number. Okay. So you are all aware about conflict leading to stress and then leading to loss of productivity and all. It's all connected, right? So it's very important that let us do something. Let us address some of the area which is worth getting addressed, which is possible to address. Yeah, right? So this is about conflict data. Now, reasons of conflict, interpersonal competencies most of the time when we said that ego clash and personality clashes. Lack of common understanding and ego clash is one of the reasons. Poor communication skills, maybe body language, maybe words used may not be right? Poor communication skills. Unclear or unfair expectations, right? And power play and manipulations, right? So many a times leaders are given a job to complete to get outcome, right? So typically it is said get the outcome. If outcome is there, well, you are doing good job. We forget the process. Process is as important, I would say even more important. Outcome definitely is important, but the process. If the process is not, if there is anything to practice to get the outcome, if not today, tomorrow we are going to be in trouble, right? So outcome is there, but then if we are missing the process, right process, we are in trouble. If not today, maybe tomorrow, right? So power play and manipulations to get the outcome probably can be thought of avoiding. Emotional intelligence, now I'm talking about practical tips, practical things. You have studied a lot about emotional intelligence, some of you, right? Absolutely practical things, which works, all these things absolutely with you, all of you, right? First thing, when we are hit by emotions, good emotions is always good, right? So nice emotions always good, but many people are unable to digest even positive emotions. Leave about negative. Most important is to deal with negative emotions, right? So positive or negative, whatever is the emotion, we must have the maturity to deal with this and digest it well, right? So let us come to negative, where the most of the problem lies, right? So first thing is we must be aware that, well, this is a sad news for me, this is a setback for me, and I'm having anger, right? Right? So someone has said something to me that I did not like the way he or she has said, and I feel like this is very, there's the first normal reaction to be angry, right? We all fall under the kingdom of animal kingdom, animal instinct, right? So that is why, in other talk also I said, human being is different from animal, because animal don't have any control over their emotions, anger, but human beings are expected to manage their emotions. Have emotions. Having emotion is very normal. We don't say don't have emotions, right? As long as we are living, we must have emotions. We have emotions. Living people, living beings are having emotions. But important thing is manage emotion. If you are not able to manage, then we get into trouble. So first thing is, Feel, be aware what kind of emotion is going on, and the tendency when we are not in our own control, we tend to take wrong action. That wrong action could be wrong words, giving back in the same language, and get into more trouble. So be a good human. That's the foundation. Other things you will find, which are there in leadership. One, what is our attitude? Communication, body language, tone, word used, EQ, emotional quotient, emotion, anger management, communication should be clear, concise, and persuasive. Are we clear on that? Many times think about that. When we communicate with our peer, are we clear? Have we done our homework? What do you want to communicate? Are we clear on bullet points? Right? We'll come to that pledge part also after some time. Right? Okay. Thoughts are very important. Thoughts leads to action and behavior. Think about it. Thoughts of human being, very important. Thoughts about self. Many people, when they talk, when they converse, the ego is getting reflected. So that means, where is the thought about ourself? Has that fellow thought about himself or herself? Why that fellow, when he or she is speaking and communicating, reflects ego? Because that is the thought that fellow is having about himself. Ego of being son or daughter of wealthy person, etc., and you are nothing in front of me. I have observed this many times. Right? Okay, whose interest is getting hit if we have that thought? That fellow's money is not. Tomorrow money is gone. Suppose what is going to happen? That fellow is nothing, because all the fellow feeling that everything that he is because of money, and money is gone, the fellow is nothing. He's not rich, he's poor. Right? Will that take him a long way if that kind of thought he or she is having? No. Right? We are going to discuss some of the positional power and other power. Okay? Like, so thoughts, especially during trouble time, during storm, are we calm and composed? Think about it. Think about some of the episodes. Most of the times are good times, 80%, 90%, right? 10% probably would be the time which is stress prone, where you may be having a lot of stress, right? So how do you deal during those times? Are you calm and composed? If not, what goes on? Right? If not, come back, discuss with someone. Come to someone that during stressed time, I'm not feeling calm and composed. We have all kind of mechanisms here to help. What kind of mechanisms? Right? Reach out. And this is what the transformation of the human being, the opportunity to transform oneself. Right? Role model. Think about yourself, as a leader. Do you think we behave in a manner which is worth being a role model for others? Think about that. Right? If not, then why people will follow you? Why people will like you as a leader if we are not role model? If we talk about time management, if tell our peers to complete the things in time and we ourselves are late, so there is disconnect. Right? So there is disconnect. That means there is no honesty in what we are saying and what we ourselves are doing. There is no dishonesty. People will pick up these things, even if we as human beings, we have this. Nature has given this ability to us. We quickly pick up, without anyone speaking any word. We pick up the things. We observe the things and we pick up the things. Okay. So behavior, integrity, ethical practice, inclusive, responsible, inclusive. Okay, as a leader, it is said we should be inclusive, we should be unbiased. Think about it. Is it that we don't are biased? We are not biased. I mean, we many a times have our own community feeling, our own regional feeling. Yes or no? Someone coming from other community, other region, not that much, that close feeling, right? When you go up in hierarchy, when you have leadership position, think about it. When you think about it, you will be able to do something about it. Have friendship with people, it's okay. We have liking, disliking, all okay. Have lunch together with people that you like. But when it comes to have your formal duties, we should be unbiased. Everything should be on merit. Yes or no? Otherwise, we will not have confidence from someone else who are excluded. Worldwide is a talk about inclusivity. Right? Okay, now there is another concept about assertiveness. Many times down the line, people don't like the way we get from the leaders about getting the work done. They feel the fellow was very aggressive. He was very rude. Many times we find it, right? We feel probably, right? That he said it like this, I do not like it, right? So, aggressiveness, no, but assertiveness, yes, right? And there is a thin line between this. We only need to know assertiveness with counseling approach, with education approach, with humility. If we don't have the element of humility, it is not very convincing. It is not very strong actually. The communication is weak. It is not going actually. It's not touching. Humble. You will find if you do the research, some of the people at the top who have reached, they are very humble. And that is long term, for long term. Some people might have reached at the top, but their journey is very short. They may not be enjoying that also. People who are at the top and very aggressive in their approach to deal with the people down the line, you will find they're stressed out. They're stressed out. They're not happy. They're not peaceful. When they themselves are not happy and peaceful, they will make others' life also miserable. Right? So it is not sustainable for long. Okay. Vision, thinking for long term. Time management, task management, priorities need to, as a leader, these are the things definitely must be understood by all of you, must be in place. Time management, priorities, set up your priorities. What is important today for next 1 week? Sometimes exam time is there, leave everything, exam, focus on exam. And we don't ask people to do anything else. We don't expect that also, right? Focus on exam. You are here for absolutely important things. One is your academic excellence, all of you. At the same time, when you are in leadership position, there is an extra opportunity for you. There's a platform given to you to learn, to have education in leadership role, to manage the things. Many times we commit some mistakes, so okay, learn from that. Right? So that's an extra opportunity given, and it's part of education. Learning reflections every day from the incidents and transactions. Student leaders, peer counseling. There is a term peer pressure, right? So I avoided the term pressure. Why? Pressure has some negative connotation. Pressure, right? So I don't want to use a term which is not I'm not comfortable with. It doesn't go well with my personal values. Why pressure? Counseling is better. Right? Counseling is for long term. Counseling has educational element. pressure does not have educational element. In the organizations also, employees many a times are under pressure. Okay, you see the culture of such organizations. They will work on pressure. They will keep their mouths shut because they need job. And they may, if they don't like that kind of culture, the pressure, then probably undue pressure, right? Then probably look for a job that they will leave. Attrition rate you will find very high. Some of the organizations are known where culture is very conducive. When we say, what do you mean by conducive? That means they define it. Where people would love to be there, they love to, and when you see those things are in place, productivity per employee is very high, stress level is very low, medical expenses for those employees is again very low. These are all connected, right? So, and people won't like to leave that organization. Whenever they are getting offer, probably they will think twice. When they get to know from the market, other organizations having this kind of culture, they would not probably like to leave. Right? So this is important for any organization to have conducive culture. So that's why I mentioned peer counseling. That is what is expected. That is what if we try to have that kind of approach as leader, counseling. Someone felt that other fellow is little ignorant, has not understood the issue. My role is, let me invest little more time and counsel that fellow. Rather than telling him, you take it or not, you agree it or not, you must do it. Right? So let me put in some, because if the issue has merit, issue you feel has really merit, that probably that fellow has not understood the merit. Let me invest some time to let him or her understand the merit in this. Right? And we will find this is long term. This is sustaining for long term. You are able to reinforce in the mind of that fellow by educational process that this is the right thing to do. Okay? So he or she will be with you. Position power or power earning respect. Okay, there is a concept demanding respect and commanding respect. Many a times you will find that in many organizations, in leadership position, leaders demand respect. And what happens typically? Down the line, people they reflect, they show, they communicate well by different ways. We respect, but probably that may not be coming out of their real mind. Actually, they're within themselves, right? So that means what? Do we need to command respect or demand respect? Command respect is more important. How do you command respect? You don't have to demand respect. We need to, as a leader, if we are doing right things with right process, dealing, communicating, interacting with the people around us in right way, you will find we develop respect. They are going to respect us. People respect your behavior. They don't probably respect any XYZ. They respect the behavior. They respect the thought process. Okay. So position, respect, and there are protocols definitely that must be followed also in the organizations. Yeah. But the genuine respect will come because of the genuinity of the leader. If the leader is genuine, respect will automatically be there. So this is in leadership role. This is a great opportunity for us to refine, to learn these things. Misusing power, false complaint which is partially true, hiding facts, manipulation of facts. Incidents, impact, consequences, negative, positive, future consequences. You may be agreeing on this. It's not only leaders, everyone. They try to manipulate. Okay? And when we are in leadership position, we may try to misuse our position. Okay? We may present some incident, suppose some incidents happen, some event happened, right? And we have to present that event. Okay, we present in a manner which we like, hiding some of the facts. Well, you have presented to one person at one forum. Do you think it's going to work? Probably not. You have probably the mechanism not to go by one source of information, because it has come escalated. Definitely some action will be there, some address will be there, right? So some committee will be there and all facts will come out, where we'll get to know what is the fact, and this fellow did not tell the fact earlier, right? Because we have the mechanism and the systems in place. Are you getting it? Imagine the fellow has already lost the image and face in future dealing. Has already lost the credibility. Being in leadership role has lost the credibility, right? So we don't understand. These are short-term things which are hitting our long-term interest. Okay? And the first thing to start with, we should not be misrepresenting or presenting the facts which are not correct, or which are partially true or partially false. As far as possible, based on whatever information that we are having, we should present it completely. Yes or no? Yes? So many times it happens. It happens. Because it happens, that's why I'm picking it up and trying to bring it here so that you get trained, you become effective. Not only here, after you get your degrees and all, when you go to the organization there also. Present the facts which you know, complete facts, as far as the facts, that information that you are having. Till that time you're having that much information. It may happen that you don't have complete information, that is okay. But you have information, out of that 50% you're hiding. That's not right, because you're hiding because you have self-interest, maybe some interest in that. That's why you're hiding. That's not correct. Okay? We lose credibility. And once, if we lose credibility as leader, you're gone. Think about it. And we aspire to go up. That is not right thing. Like, come back and connect it with the first thing, foundation. What is the foundation? Be a good human. Because that thought was not in place, that's why we are faltering and fumbling every moment, every step that we take forward. Okay, this McGregor's stop rule. Anyone can tell me what is this? This McGregor's stop rule. I think I had taken it up earlier also in some of the sessions, right? Just imagine, this is the stove and this is burning. Okay. Kerosene वगैरह है इसमें and it is on. Okay, it's burning. Can anyone tell me what are these 4 things here connected with McGregor's stove rule? I'm saying that rules of any organization must work like, must be seen like stove, burning stove, hot stove, right? Which means it must be foreseeable. First thing, that rules are there, must be known to everyone in the organization. That these are the rules, do's and don'ts, so that everyone gets to know, if these rules I violate, this is the kind of penalty I will have. Foreseeable. We see the rule, we see the consequences. We see the consequences, right? And then after that, if we still violate, we have seen the consequences. What is the right thing? Well, we should be ready to get the penalty. Gentleman thing, right? Isn't it? Okay. So when this stove, burning stove is there, it is saying don't touch me, don't violate, but still some people violate. it will immediately, the rule should immediately be in action, should get implemented. Whatever the rule says, based on that, minor penalty, major penalty, based on the seriousness of the violation, it should have immediate impact, right? Not tomorrow, not day after tomorrow. Right? Impersonal, rule is impersonal. Rule cannot differentiate between friend and enemy, right? This stove will not differentiate that fellow is my enemy or my friend. Stove is impersonal, right? The rule is impersonal, and it is consistent. Every time someone breaks rule, same similar kind of penalties there, right? Right? Okay. So again, connected with anyone is coming as an employee, violating the rule, that is touching the hot stove will get burns immediately. First thing is, you foresee it, it is burning, don't touch, don't violate. That's the first thing. That's a warning already here, right? If we do it, first thing, the second is, it will immediately be getting into action. Immediately, we'll have burns in our hand. Third, it is impersonal. It will not say that, okay, X has violated, that X is my friend, Y has violated is not my friend, I will not burn the hand of X because that fellow is my friend. No, that means it is biased then, rule is biased, rule should not be biased. It should work based on merit of the case. Okay, and consistent. Today also you touch it, it will not say, okay, stove bhai, aaj mera haath mat burn karo, I have exam to give, kal kar dena, let me write exam. It will not listen, right? Immediately and consistently. Every time we violate, every time we get the penalty, and based on the penalty which is there in the organization. Right? What happens? We violate, after that we appeal, we expect, don't give penalty. Is that right? Just give a thought. Why is that not right? Because if after violation, penalty is not given, as is mentioned in the organization's book, we will not have respect for the rules of the organization. Number one, this is going to set a precedent, and next time another employee will also violate and would expect leniency or non-action. Is that going to be in the interest of the organization where we are working? You will find it is not. Everyone's interest is going to get hit. Everyone. We are not going to create an organization where rules are respected. Everyone will be happy. And research says, actually, that in the organizations, culture is very nice, very conducive. The rules are set. Everyone knows it. And these rules, if anyone is violating it, it definitely works. It does not differentiate. It is not biased. It does not differentiate who has violated it. You will find, research says that people have very high respect for such organizations. Those employees who are working in the organization, they have very high respect. And people from outside also, they are also very high. Because this company, this organization is very honest. It's very honest in setting the rules, reviewing it also if required, and then taking action as required on merit. So, employees in the organization will have very high respect of the organization, right? So, do we want that in the organization, respect for the organization should be very high, respect for the rules should be very high, yes or no? Right? So, let us go to the next one. ये स्टोव को हटा देता हूँ, ठीक है ना? ये हो गया. Let us come to this one. I'm very happy that in last few days, our student bodies, especially Stupo, because I have been having meeting with the Stupo, they have come up with this idea that okay, we'll have pledge. We discussed it also, that Now, what are the kind of initiatives that our students should be taking? Initiatives, right? Not always that, okay, do these things and students are doing it. On their own, what are the kind of initiatives the students are taking? Right? We should have this kind of culture where students are thinking innovatively and thinking something positive and that kind of initiative. So we had this pledge, and the see this pledge. Where is that pledge? This is the pledge. Just see this pledge. So nice. Can one of you read this? These are three pledges, right? Can one of you can read one pledge, second one will read second pledge, and second one, and third one another student. Who can read one first pledge? Okay, please read this.
I will actively contribute to maintaining our NMIMS Navi Mumbai campus as a UFM-free, unfair means free campus.
Right? Is it a good pledge or not? Is it a positive? Is it giving positivity or not? When we are writing it, when we are admitting it, when we are submitting it, do we feel good about it or not? Yes or no? Right? That unfair means free. In any case, there are rules, but we ourselves are saying we will make it unfair means free campus. We feel positivity. It gets reinforced in our mind, right? It gets nice things when we are writing, when we are thinking, when we are saying time and again, discussing time and again, nice things I'm talking about. Is creating nice vibes, good vibes, positivity. Yes or no? Right? What is the second one? Second pledge? Who will read? Yeah.
I will adhere to discipline, ethical conduct, and the regulations outlined in the student resource book of NMIMS Navi Mumbai. Furthermore, I will actively participate in raising awareness, adopting educational approach so that the fellow students also stay on the right path.
Is there anything different in this than what is expected from the students, which is already there in the rule book? The rule book is already there, which is expected. When you yourselves are taking pledge, it is getting reinforced, isn't it? This is an extra mile that initiative that you're taking, right? On your own, you're taking this pledge. In your own words, you're taking this pledge, right? In your sentences. Okay. The last one, last pledge. Yeah.
I will dedicate myself to continuous learning, skill enhancement, personal development and transformation. My goal is to make meaningful contributions to various entities, including organizations, the nation and society at large. As a student, I am committed to being a proud ambassador of SVKM's NMIMS deemed to be university and strive to be a responsible citizen of it.
Now, this is little enhanced one, probably, right? Right? So, more detailed and more encompassing, more strategic. Right? So, being responsible citizen of the country. Okay? Again, is it something not doable or something very difficult to take as a pledge? Yes or no? Okay, no? Okay, on the previous one. Peer counseling. If this is what was my plan, if once this is getting completed by all, we are going to put it up in the website, in the social media, so that we can say that this is the initiative our students have taken. And this would be one of the unique kind of initiatives, isn't it? Similarly, similar kind of other initiatives you can think of. That is going to keep you feel happy that, well, you have taken these initiatives. Right? As a leader, as leadership role. So this we have done. We just see some of the CRs and of those who have to drive it, and just see these figures, and you can drive. You can probably pass on the messages. Yeah. So today it is around 4:50 in the morning. It has already gone up. Yeah. So just because counseling approach. If it is, do it. Probably it won't happen. Those who have not done it, they are also, I'm pretty sure, they are also nice people, good people, are going to take pledge. But well, This is just one of communication. You need to have educational approach, saying this is important, so complete it. As an if this is voluntary. It's voluntary. This is the last slide. Students in leadership role, what are the benefits of learning, developing competencies while executing leadership role as students, professionally and personally? You will tell me, some of you will tell me, what are the benefits? If you every day learn, every day you have the mindset to reflect and learn, to develop, refine your competencies, leadership competencies. What are the benefits professionally and what are the benefits personally? First, professionally. Anyone? Holistic development, yes. What are the benefits that you draw when you learn as student leader here? It's going to help you professionally. Multitasking, okay.
Gaining experience.
Gaining experience, okay.
Emotional relationship.
Emotional relationship.
Taking responsibility and leading from the front.
Taking responsibility and leading from the front, which is what is expected in the organization as leaders. Yeah. Better time management, yes. Adaptability. Better relationship with co-workers, transactions. Teamwork. Discipline. If you are able to have discipline in yourself, refining yourself, you will find it very easy to complete your jobs and all, and deal with other things also. Professional communication skills. Yes.
A competent leader will find it easy to get other people to follow him. So maybe learning competencies can lead.
Yes. So that means your followership as a leader, the respect for the leadership will go up. You are not doing it because you want to get respect, not specially putting on the focus to get respect, but this will come automatically. That is what, again, connect with be a good human. Right? So, commanding respect and demanding respect is the difference. Demanding respect, doing something so that people will respect you. Commanding respect, you don't have to put in effort unduly. You will do it automatically because you're a good human. You have developed yourself, you have transformed yourself, and you're behaving in a manner with the stakeholders that you will command respect. You don't have to demand respect. You don't have to even think about whether someone is respecting or not respecting. People will respect you because they are respecting the things which are worth respecting. Yeah. So second one, questions. And after that, takeaways. Takeaways, you will write down what are takeaways for today's session that you have got. Maybe 4 or 5 very important takeaways. Okay. So CRs, two co-members, and other committee heads and all. You may tell me what are the takeaways. So before that, some of the questions. Yeah.
So you talked about role ambiguity, right? So how do you think people should go forward with dealing with it?
Great. So this is what, role ambiguity, there is a technique which is role analysis technique where I would suggest that Stuco, Stuco, apex body, their role is typically, I would see, and what I have got to know is to see to it that everything goes well at different areas, different departments, different committees and all, right? So, if you feel there is role ambiguity, you can have a session. You can invite a session there, with the people who have some role ambiguity and clarify it. But typically, what happens in role ambiguity to have this, to work on to address this problem is that there are, say for example, in the organization, I'm just giving one example, right? Suppose manufacturing is there, production department, right? Marketing department is there, finance department is there, right? typically in the organizations, the role ambiguity many times, it may happen. So marketing people is out in the field, is taking order with the customer without having connect with production department, has not come back with production department, has taken order and given commitment that in 10 days or 15 days I will supply you the material. Okay? And he has no idea whether the raw material is available or not. Suppose raw material is imported raw material. And somewhere in the globe, there is problem and production department, procurement department could not get the raw material. And the marketing department has committed it because this is job of marketing department typically. They get the order, they commit in 10 days, we'll supply the material, right? Has not come back, has not checked. Now, what are the kind of problems that you see here? You will find conflict, isn't it? Material will not be supplied. You have committed as a marketing person. You are representing the organization. You have committed with the customer. Customer knows that this company has committed, right? Because you are representing the company, right? And material will not be supplied. Imagine the problem. Problem will be there. Next time you may not get the order because this company will be having the image in the eyes of the customer that this company commits but is not fulfilling the order. Whereas there is no problem with the organization. Organization is good. It wants to fulfill the order, but the material was not there. You have not checked with the production department. What should happen? The first thing, if we are clear about our role ambiguity was there. What was that? Marketing or salesperson thought, this is my job, I will commit. I'm very happy to get the order. And the fellow is feeling that I have done very good job by getting the order and committing. Is feeling very happy about it, right? Has not understood the boundary before committing, should have checked whether am I able to supply this material or not. If the business is of that model. Sometimes inventory is there, then you don't have a problem. But sometimes after getting order only, you have to get it done. You generally know that in 5 days or 6 days, it will get manufactured as a product. You have that idea only. Based on that, you have taken and you have given that commitment. Right? So what do you think? How do we deal with this ambiguity? We need to have a meeting with production department, manufacturing department and the marketing department and set it out. Have some SOP, standard operating procedures, clarify it. So once that conflict is there, we are getting learning, next time it will not be repeated. Right? So what is expected, typically this is what happens. So different department, different groups, they write down there, this is what I expect my role is. When I'm talking about role ambiguity, this is what my role is. They're writing it, right? In my perception, this is what my role is. Second, they write, I expect the other department is having this kind of role. So they're writing, this is the first step. Similarly, the next group will come and they will write, this is what I feel my role is. Next Tuko will say, this is what I feel my role is. And this is what I'm expecting from other department as my expected role from other department, they're writing it, right? So this is scientific way. This is a way which is based on deliberation, discussion, right? So you're following the scientific path. And you will find that the next step is, okay, are you comfortable with this expectation? You will find no. Other fellow will say, no, I do not expect this role. I do not expect that you will intrude. They will use the words also, right? Maybe. Allow them. This is an intrusion in my role. Then another group will get an opportunity to clarify. It is not intrusion, it is help. We don't want to intrude. We want to help. Because this is what the mechanism is. If we don't do it, we have to set the timetable, we have to manage all the events, we have to have all the planning. One particular committee may not be having access to all that. That is why role is there for this group, so that we can spread message to other events, not to have clash of events. And for that, this is scientific way, isn't it? Right way. So that is what we work on, this kind of role analysis technique and fix up this ambiguity. Yeah. Any other question? If required, anytime you can, bring me also in case that is required. Yeah.
Sir, like you earlier mentioned regarding the conflicts, why conflicts occur in a workplace or in a community, like which is most of the time egoistic mindset and attitude problem. So, in that case, how to manage the other person's ego and at the same time manage your ego as well?
Great. Managing your own ego is the first thing which is doable. Right? So manage that first. When we understand that fellow is having, because we had one case, we don't want to name the student. In placement department, it happened, right? You remember that? One incident happened that. Okay? We don't want to name the student. So don't name the student also, okay? Because naming the student is not important, but working on the issue. What the process was like this, that some students told me there's the issue we are getting from a particular student of a junior batch. Okay? 2-3 things was brought to my notice of serious nature. Okay? I got a feeling that the student that they were talking about, the junior fellow, had some problem about ego, as I said, right? Ego for something, maybe richness or something, a lot of money, etc. Right? So, and it was to be addressed. It was to be definitely addressed, right? So we decided we'll invite the student then and there on the spot. We invited the student. The student came from the class, and we absolutely, bullet point in an unbiased manner presented the fact. This happened. Did you say this? 2-3 things connected with 2-3 episodes, and the student accepted that. Right? Student accepted that, and it was clubbed with ego clash, ego. जिसको बोलते हैं ना, being proud of something that hits our own interest actually, right? So that was very clear to me. Okay, the fellow at the end of it was almost crying and said, "I apologize." Okay, to whom? To the other group of students. I'm feeling bad about it, and I want to make up with them, and I am their well-wisher. I wish that they don't have this kind of thought about me. You see, हर इंसान के पीछे ना there is always good thoughts also. Even if one student or one human being is behaving in a manner at one particular time, but when the educational process you adopt, help that fellow to feel that you have done something wrong. This is very important. Realization. Help that fellow to feel that you have done something wrong. That fellow will understand. And that is, for long term, this fellow is going to get reformed. Had you adopted another process? Well, why did you do it? This is the kind of thing. That fellow might have apologized, but might have felt, might not have realized. Apologized because under pressure. Only that much. We did not want that. We did not want just apology, just for the sake of apology. But we wanted that fellow to really realize and reform for his own interest. We wanted to reform. It's an educational institution. Right? The whole idea about any education institution is to help an individual to realize his mistakes and take learning from this mistake and not to repeat the same kind of mistakes going forward. That fellow has benefited a lot, I believe, because if that fellow, is about to cry, it reflects that fellow has felt really bad about his behavior. Fellow apologizing for his own behavior and really feeling that is something, that process has helped. Yeah, it's a process. There are set processes. See, if we are honest in our approach, dealing with any situation, we'll find the process also will be correct. The process that you follow will definitely be correct. Again, connected to be a good human. If we are not that, we will adopt a process which is not correct. Yeah. So I'm very happy that this is for the first time we are having this kind of meeting with all leaders in different groups, CRs also, committee heads also, and STUCO also, right? So we did not get this opportunity earlier, right? So if required, we can have more such meetings, maybe on different areas. We can have that, right? Okay. Now, any other question before we go forward? What are the last one takeaways? If you have noted down, maybe anyone can start. Maybe 3-4 students will tell me what are the takeaways that you get from today's session. Very bullet point. Yeah. What are the takeaways? STUCO, we can start with STUCO, and then a few CRs, and then a few committee heads, right? That will cover everyone. Yeah. Any STUCO member?
So being a good human.
Yeah. Okay. So that is the first takeaway, that be a good human. This is going to sum up the required leadership traits, competencies. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Impersonal decision making.
Impersonal is unbiased decision making. That is going to have respect for you. The leader is unbiased. As I said again, you have friendship, you have liking, disliking. This is quite human. But then while you are exercising your duties, formal duties, we need to be unbiased. Not that fellow I don't like, this is an opportunity to fix him. No, not that. Based on merit, you decide, you take the stand. Yes.
Having positive mindset and pure intentions.
Sorry?
Having positive mindset and pure intentions.
Having positive mindset and pure intention. Great. Very good.
Having emotional intelligence in dealing with
Having high EQ, emotional intelligence while dealing with. Yes. Great. Yeah.
having a proper set of communication skills.
Having right communication skill.
Setting clear boundaries for power roles.
Very good. So setting clear boundary, understanding your boundaries, right? Understanding your boundaries because you in the organization you find many leaders are there. Understand your boundaries. Be very clear on that, right? Yeah.
Importance of setting objectives.
Importance of setting objectives. Can you clarify it further? What kind of objective?
Having a clear objective and strategies to maintain it for their relationship.
Okay. Clear objectives and strategies. Yeah.
Trust the process and stick to it.
Trust the process and stick to it. Very good. I mean, these things are coming on your own. Right? Trust the process that you have set in. So be very clear about the process that you have set in and stick to it.
So having and exercising rules which are foreseeable as well as immediate and consistent.
Okay. I mean, that's McGregor's stove rule. Rules are very important. Rules, I mean, that is what the orderly scenario in the organization. Orderly scenario. If you have to have orderly scenario in the organization where people are comfortable, they feel comfortable that well in this organization there are rules. It is driven by rules and regulations. I hope all of you would want that. Imagine you go up in hierarchy, you become president, vice president. Won't you find that organization a comfortable organization to work with? Or would you like to have chaos in the organization where decisions are taken based on the faces that you like or dislike? No. Right? So must be driven by rules, and rules must be based on those 4 principles, which is unbiased, so that people have respect for the rules of the organization. A few hands are going up. Yeah.
Assertiveness with humility.
Sorry.
Assertiveness with humility.
Assertiveness with humility. Be assertive. You as a leader must be assertive. Must be assertive. If you are weak, then that's not weak. Weak means weak. मतलब क्या है? मतलब muscle वाला होना नहीं. Not that, right? You must be assertive. You must be a strong leader. Define what you mean by strong. Okay, leave it on you. Okay, it's not muscle power or finance or money power, but strength of your competencies, your values. Right? That is strength. Strength on which you stand. You keep your head high. That is the strength. Right? Yeah.
Importance of being driven and cultivating the same motivation in your body and community.
Yes. So body language, your communication should be in sync with what you are saying by words, right? Yeah.
Importance of managing conflicts effectively.
Importance of
Managing conflicts.
managing conflicts. Yes. Importance of managing conflicts. Yeah.
So not demanding respect but leading with example to earn it as we feel.
Yes. Leading with examples. So your behavior. Always be particular to see. These are the kind of things when you are, displaying, when you are exercising every day. It's going to define your leadership traits, your competencies. You are going to get transformed.
Learning and improving at every step and from every experience.
Learning and improving from every step and every experience. So reflections. For that, we must have reflections, and it comes automatically, actually, I tell you. For some people, when they start in the beginning, that I will reflect. In the beginning, they might not have done it. They are not grown to do it probably. So in the beginning, they must put in effort that every day, I will see how I have communicated with different people, my peer, etc. And then was that communication correct? Could I have done better in the communication, the transaction? When in the beginning, you probably may need to put in some effort every day, and then you will find it will automatically come. I have seen some people, some big ideas they get when they have no idea that they are getting big ideas. They don't sit, it doesn't happen, isn't it? कि अच्छा मैं बैठता हूँ अभी, अब मेरे को big idea सोचना है. It doesn't come like that, isn't it? It will never come like that. The good ideas will not come like that. It will come. When we are brain, we have wired ourselves to think like this. We need to wire ourselves. We need to have silence. We need to have silence. This is important thing. One more important thing. We need to have some silence every day. That silence is that space, that time is very, very important. Respect that time. Respect that time for yourself. Give some silence zone, some time for yourself. You will find during that time, you will have so many nice thoughts, creative thoughts coming your way, and probably giving you solutions also. I have seen it happening with some people. They get ideas when they are silent. When we are not silent, silent means what? बात ही करते जा रहे हैं. I mean, busy with mobile, TV, not getting any time to think. Right? Imagine, will not get any space, any time to think, which that person must have some time to think. Right? So it is very important. Get some time to think silently. In the beginning, if you are not again grown, try it again for a few days. You will find it when you are silent. During silence, you are talking to yourself actually. You are talking to yourself, and all those things will come very honestly. Self-feedback is very honest feedback. And these things will come when we are silent. The friend has said, well, you are not working well, you are not talking well, you are rude. Well, that fellow, you may feel that fellow is not giving you right feedback. But we are having the mechanism, all of us, to have right feedback. Is that true or not? Right. Yeah. So do we conclude now? Thank you so much.